I'll do an acknowledgement to country. Council acknowledges that the Wadawurrung traditional owners of this land, and I pay my respect to elders past and present, and to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are part of the Greater Geelong community today. Committee members are advised that this virtual meeting is being recorded and will be published on Council's website. If any committee member loses connectivity within this meeting, they will be marked as absent from the time they are away. If a quorum cannot be maintained during the meeting due to members losing connectivity, we will adjourn the meeting for 10 minutes to re-establish a quorum. If a quorum cannot be achieved, the meeting will be abandoned. Voting will be by a show of hands. Also, to speak to an item, please raise your hand. We ask that you keep your mic muted when you're not speaking to limit any background noise. As per requirement of COVID-19 Omnibus Bill 2020 Part 12, Course 394, can I please have a show of hands that everyone can hear and see me and other committee members? Beautiful, thank you. I confirm that we have quorum. Okay. Welcome everyone to what are we? Monday, 20th September, nearly at the end of the year already. Section A, procedural matters. Apologies. I have an apology from Gareth, who is in Hall's Gap. He's gone down there. I had a chat with him this afternoon, and Councillor Trent will be about 30 minutes late, so he may miss the meeting. Declarations of interest. Natalie?
Councillor Nelson, just noting any declaration associated with the Australian Supercross and GMHBA Stadium, should it be discussed today?
Noted. Thanks, Natalie. Any others? Can I get a mover and a seconder for that, please? Pete and Brendan. Next, confirmation of minutes of the August ordinary meeting and matters arising from previous minutes. Sharon?
There's nil matters to discuss today.
Thank you. Correspondence for
Nil.
noting. Question time, that'll be a nil.
We didn't receive any questions.
Section B, reports. Budget update.
Thank you, Councillor Nelson. My budget update will probably segue into item 7, which is a general events update as well, since these items relate to the budget that I was going to address. So I refer to the item 6 budget update and draw your attention to the decisions made at the last meeting, which related to IMAM that's not in this budget cycle. So there are no updates related to the August meeting. The items that I just wanted to raise in the context of the budget, the first one is White Night. As the committee is aware, we were advised on the 19th of August that the event has been postponed due to the ongoing impacts of COVID. That event will be postponed to a yet to be determined date in 2022. However, the second instalment of their funding was originally budgeted for 2021, so we will move that budget to the 2022-2023 period. The second item of note is Geelong Revival. We also, as the committee is aware, were advised, excuse me, on the 2nd of September that event is also postponed. And due to the ongoing impacts of COVID, and that event, however, has a set date. It is moving to its alternate backup date, which it had secured with the city a few months ago, and that is the 4th to the 6th of March 2022. So that event stays within the same financial year, so no movement to the budget is required. The third event is the Victorian Gymnastics Championship Series. As I'd updated you regularly throughout the pandemic, this event continues to be postponed, hoping to commence at the appropriate time when restrictions ease. They were hoping to get started in October. That has not happened. You may recall that there's 3 events within a series. So we're supporting the US series, which is made up of 3 events for 3 years. 9 events in total. The first of the events of the 3 event series for 21-22 is now for the 21-22 financial period. The first event is likely to be in early 22, with the remaining 2 events falling to the latter part of next year. So their series is effectively, through no fault of their own, due to the impacts of the pandemic, they've fallen into a calendar year as opposed to a financial year. So the impact it has from our budget perspective is simply that the 3 series will be budgeted across 4 years. It's not an increase. It just means that it'll be split across 4 years to reflect their transfer to a calendar year. That makes sense. So it doesn't increase the budget. It's just spread across 4 years. And the final one is the Victorian Teachers Games. As you may remember, we secured 2 events. We bid for that event, secured 2 events to be staged in 2019 and 2022. Sorry, 2019, 2020. The 20 event, which was also their 25th anniversary of that event, was moved to 21. It's in October. It unfortunately has now been moved to 22. So they still haven't got to deliver their 25th anniversary version of that event. But however, it's been moved to 2022 October. And so that budget will also be moved to 22 to reflect that change of scheduling. They are all the updates I have. If there's any questions, happy to answer them.
Doesn't seem to be. We'll move on to section C, further business. If there's no other updates for those. Questions or comments? No. Number 8, date of next meeting, Monday, October 18, 2021. Okay, everybody's happy with that? October. Yep. Okay. That concludes the public section of the ordinary meeting.
Sorry to interrupt. Do we need to pass the minutes of the last meeting?
No, I've got for noting. Is that right, Sharon?
Item 3, are you referring to, Robin?
Of the August ordinary meeting. You're
Sorry,
on mute
you're
again.
silent, Robin. You're on mute.
Still on mute.
I'll just talk to myself. Sorry, forgive me if I'm wrong. I thought we usually voted and passed the minutes of the last meeting, which we haven't done.
Item 3.
I'm sorry. What was it that Peter seconded and Peter moved and
Declarations of interest.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought that's what you were moving. Yeah, good, Councillor Nelson, that'd be good.
Confirmation of the minutes of the August ordinary meeting. I'll put Robin in it then, and Julie. Thanks, everyone. Okay, that made that a bit longer then, Sharon. That concludes the public section of the ordinary meeting. Can I call for a member